Imagine retiring at 45. No more alarm clocks, no more commute. Just freedom. But the big question always stops people in their tracks. How much money do I actually need? Is it $1 million? $2 million? Today, we are running a 38-year simulation for a Singaporean couple to find out exactly how much capital you need for Lean, Barista, Coast, and Fatfire. Let's crunch the numbers. First, let's meet our retiree. We aren't looking at a generic case. This is specific. We have a couple, both 45 years old, based in Singapore. The most critical factor here? Their home is fully paid off. That means zero rent for the next 38 years of their life. They have MSCI Life for basic healthcare and are relying on CPF Life for their national pension starting at age 65. This baseline, owning your home, is the foundation of this entire strategy. Fire isn't one size fits all. It comes in 4 distinct flavors. On the left, we have Lean Fire, living on $3,000 a month. It's hawker meals, public transport, and no overseas travel. It's survival, but freedom. Next is Barista Fire, $4,500 a month. You can grab a taxi occasionally and take a trip or two a year. Maybe you work part-time just to cover the extras. Then Coast Fire, $6,000 a month. This is comfortable. Regular dining out, frequent travel, but you've already saved enough that your investments do the heavy lifting. Finally, Fat Fire, the premium lifestyle. $10,000 a month. Car ownership, fine dining, and frequent travel. This is the scenario we are going to simulate in depth. Let's look at where the money actually goes. For our Lean Fire couple, $3,000 covers the basics, food, utilities, and a small buffer. But look at the jump to Fat Fire. That $10,000 monthly budget includes $2,000 just for car costs, $1,500 for travel, and significant buffers for gifts and health. Notice the CPF Life at income floor row? That's crucial. Once they hit 65, the government pension kicks in, covering a chunk of these expenses so they don't have to sell their investments. So, how do we calculate the magic number? We use the famous 4% rule derived from the Trinity study. The logic is simple. If you withdraw 4% of your portfolio in the first year, and then adjust that amount for inflation every year after, your money should last 30 years. For a Fat Fire couple spending $10,000 a month, that's $120,000 a year. You divide by 0.04. That gives you a target nest egg of $3 million. But we also factor in a 2.5% inflation adjustment every single year to ensure your purchasing power never drops. Where do we park this millions? We aren't picking stocks. We are using the MSCI World Index. Why? Because it holds over 1,400 companies across 23 developed countries. It's the ultimate don't bet on one horse strategy. Historically, it returns about 10% annually. Plus, by holding assets in USD, EUR, and JPY, we naturally hedge against the Singapore dollar. It's low-cost, evidence-based investing. This is the Singaporean advantage. While your portfolio handles the lifestyle, CPF Life handles the survival. We are looking at the ERS plan for our Fat Fire couple, which pays out roughly $3,440 per person per month starting at age 65. That is a guaranteed, lifelong income floor. Combined with MediShield Life covering catastrophic hospital bills, your investment portfolio is shielded from the 2 biggest retirement killers, running out of cash and massive medical debt. Let's run the simulation. We start in 1987 with a $3 million portfolio. Look at this yellow line. It's a roller coaster. You see the dot-com bubble burst around 2000. You see the global financial crisis in 2008 where the portfolio drops by over 40%. And you see the COVID crash in 2020. Yet, despite withdrawing $10,000 a month plus inflation adjustments, the portfolio never hits zero. In fact, by age 83, it has grown to over $10 million. Let's zoom in on the data. These red rows represent years where the market crashed. In 2000 and 2001, the portfolio took a hit. In 2008, it dropped from $7.3 million down to $4.9 million. This is the sequence of returns risk that terrifies retirees. But notice the net withdrawal column. Even in bad years, they took their money. And because they had a massive buffer, they didn't have to sell everything at the bottom. Fast forward to age 65, the year 2007 in our simulation. This is the game changer. See this yellow column? CPF Life. Suddenly, the government starts paying out $83,000 a year to the couple. This reduces the pressure on the portfolio significantly. Even with the 2020 COVID crash, the portfolio recovers quickly. By 2025, at age 83, they have $10.38 million left. That is a 3.5x return on their starting capital, after funding a luxury lifestyle for 38 years. But what if you aren't Fat Fire? Look at this comparison graph. The blue line is Lean Fire. Even with just a $900,000 starting nest egg, the portfolio survives and grows to over $3 million. The green line is Barista, ending at nearly $5 million. The message here is clear. If you stick to the 4% rule and keep costs low, all these scenarios work. You don't need to be a millionaire to start, you just need to be consistent. So, what is the framework for success? It rests on 5 pillars. 1. Equity portfolio, your growth engine. 2. CPF Life, your guaranteed income floor. 3. MediShield Life, your protection against health disasters. 4. Asset, home, your paid-off home, acting as a silent asset. 5. Emergency reserve, 12 months of cash so you never have to sell stocks during a crash. Remove one of these pillars, and the structure becomes unstable. Here are your key takeaways. First, start early. Compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Second, for our Fat Fire couple, starting with $3 million resulted in a terminal wealth of over $10 million. That is the power of a globally diversified portfolio surviving bear markets. Third, the 4% rule works, even in a high inflation environment, provided you have a paid-off home and a national pension like CPF. Whether you aim for lean or fat fire, the math shows that financial independence is not a fantasy, it's a plan. Remember, this is a historical simulation for educational purposes. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and investing involves risk. Always consult a licensed financial advisor before making big decisions. You've just seen how we're turning data into wealth. If you want more insights like this, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, share and comment below to discuss what similar videos you'd like to see next.